Chapter is transport in animals. Today we are going to start our new chapter of Unit 8, that is transport in animals. This is 8.1, transport system in multicellular animals. Okay. Now in previous chapter we looked at why multicellular organisms need exchange surfaces. They also need transport system to supply oxygen and nutrients to sites where they are needed and to remove waste products from the individual cells. Now, basically, what do you mean by transport system in multicellular organisms? A transport system basically it transports each and every useful nutrient or the important nutrients to the whole part of the body. Okay, and if in the body if there is any waste, it takes out each and every waste and send it to the organ from which it can be removed time to time. Okay, that is what the function of the transport system. Clear? Now, why multicellular organism needs a specialized transport system and why there is a specialized transport system in the animal? Now, if you look at a single-celled organism, processes such as diffusion, osmosis, active transport, endocytosis, and exocytosis can supply everything to the cell needs to import or export. Now, in case of single-cellular organism, mostly they have diffusion, osmosis, and they sometimes do active transport. Active transport is there, endocytosis, exocytosis. All these activities are there, which can make, you can say, allow something to the system, and which also can remove the things from the system. Fine. As the requirement is very, very small and the size is very, very small, so all these processes can be done or they are sufficient for that particular organism. Fine. But these processes, or you can say the requirement of multicellular organisms is little bit bigger. It can't be done only with the help of diffusion osmosis. So for that purpose, there is a specialized organ which do transportation in animals. Okay. Now these processes are also important in multicellular organisms, transporting substances within and between the individual cells. However, as organisms get bigger, the distance between the cell and the outside of the body gets bigger. So diffusion would transport the substances in and out of the inner core of the body, but it would be slow that the organism would survive. Okay, but it would be slow and the organism would not survive. If we only, you can say, if we are only realizing about this diffusion process, the diffusion is a slow process, but multicellular organism needs to be quick. If diffusion is only there, then multicellular organism cannot survive. Clear?
Yeah.
So therefore, we need a specialized transport system are needed because first one is the metabolic demands of most multicellular animals are high. They need lots of oxygen and food. They produce lots of waste products. So diffusion over long distance is not enough to supply the quantities needed. Okay. Is that point clear? The first point is that the metabolic demands of the most multicellular organisms are very, very high. And as between the organisms, the distance is very, very high. So it will be difficult, or you can say they produce lots of waste and all these things. And as the distance is high, so it is not enough to supply each and every quantities needed. Clear?
Yeah.
Okay. The surface area to the volume ratio gets smaller in multicellular organisms. The surface area to volume ratio is little bit small in multicellular organisms, get bigger. So not only diffusion distances get bigger, but the volume of the surface area available to absorb or remove the substances become relatively smaller. Now, in case of multicellular organism, volume to surface area ratio is little bit small. Okay, as multicellular organisms are very, very big. So the distance between them also, or distance between the cells also increases, and hence diffusion is not sufficient. to do each and everything. That is, the absorb or removal of a substance becomes relatively smaller. Clear?
Yeah.
This is your second point. Third point, molecules such as hormones or enzymes may be made in one place but needed in the another. Okay, sometimes the hormones and enzymes, they are made at one place, but their requirement is at some other place. So in that case also, they need to be transported. Only diffusion can't be there. Fourth point, food will be digested in one organ system, but needs to be transported to every cell for the use for the respiration and the aspect of cell metabolism. In that case, again, they need a specific transport system. Okay.
Yeah.
Fifth point, wait a second. Fifth point, the waste product of metabolism need to be removed from the cells and transported to excretory organs. If waste is there, that waste needs to be removed from each and every cell, and hence they need to transport it to the excretory organs. So because of these 5 reasons, and we require, or you can say multicellular organism or animals require a separate transport system because of all these following reasons. Is that clear?
Yeah.
Any doubt?
No.
Okay, just quickly read it. Just quickly read it.
Okay.
Go through it. Done?
Yeah.
Okay, just give me a second. Any doubt in this?
No.
Okay. Now types of circulatory system. Now in this transport system, this is also known as circulatory system. So mostly large multicellular animals have specialized circulatory system, that is transport system, fine, which carry gases such as oxygen and carbon dioxide, nutrients, waste product, and hormones around the body. So our human body needs oxygen, and carbon dioxide needs to be removed from each and every cell. It requires, each and every cell requires some nutrient, and some waste products are also need to be separated from the each and every cell. And also they require some sort of, you can say, these hormones. Okay. Now all these things need to be transported from one place to other place, or we can say that from one cell to other cell. So different cells are required in this case. Clear?
Yeah.
Okay. So for this thing, we require transport system. Now most circulatory system have a common feature. The feature is they have a liquid transport medium that carries around the system. Clear? Is that point clear?
Yeah.
That they have a liquid transport medium. Now they have something which transports the nutrient, which transports the oxygen, which takes out carbon dioxide. It's not like that carbon dioxide is moving inside a pipe, inside something. They require a medium in which carbon dioxide will get dissolved, and then it will move or transported to each and every part of the body. And that liquid inside our body is nothing but blood. Clear? Is that point clear?
Yeah.
No? Yes or no?
It is, but it
Huh?
says there's so when it says liquid transport,
Mm-hmm. They have a liquid transport medium.
so
Medium
does,
is, हाँ बोलो.
but blood doesn't have like the carbon dioxide in it.
हाँ, blood has carbon dioxide in it, beta. It's not made up of. Whenever blood is inside our body, it carries carbon dioxide from one part of the body to the other. But
So how
moves
does it? So only transports it. Blood isn't made up of these.
not made up of these. Blood is transporting them.
So they're just in blood, so it's transporting it.
Yes, yes. For example, truck. Now truck.
So, but if it's in blood, so it is made up of it.
नहीं beta, made up of नहीं. Suppose there is a truck which contains vegetables. So truck is made up of vegetables.
Yeah.
Truck is made up of vegetables, or truck is made up of iron or a tire or engine, something else.
What'd you say?
Suppose there is a truck which contains
Yeah.
vegetable. So what you will say, truck is made up of vegetable.
No.
The truck is made up of engine, something, iron, tire,
Yeah.
all these things. Na? So in the same way,
It
oxygen.
contains the.
Yes, 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 yes. Oxygen transport, sorry, blood transport oxygen and carbon dioxide. But it is not made up of this thing. Clear?
Oh, yeah.
Got it?
Yeah.
Okay. Now, second point, they have vessels that carry out transport medium. Now, vessels means pipe, or you can say vessels are the one which carry each and every. एक second, let me. Is that clear?
Yeah. Yeah.
So they have vessels that carry transport medium. Fine.
Yeah.
Any doubt?
No. No.
Okay. Third point is they have pumping mechanism to move the fluid around the system. Now, the pumping mechanism does what? It moves the fluid, that is blood, from one place to other place. Got it?
Yeah.
So every circulatory system consists of three things. The first one is a liquid transport medium. Second one, medium should be carried in some vessels. Okay. And third thing, to move from one place to other place, they require a pumping mechanism. Fine.
Yeah.
So all these things are necessary for the circulatory system. Okay. Now next point, what they are saying, when substances are transported in mass of fluid with a mechanism for moving the fluid around the body, this is known as mass transport system. Clear? When substances are transported in a mass of fluid with a
Yeah.
mechanism of moving the fluid around the body is known as mass transport system. Clear?
Okay.
Okay, ji.
So if like they're transported in a fluid, so blood is mass
Blood is the
transport.
medium. Yeah, blood is the medium.
Okay.
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 The
Yeah.
whole thing, blood contained with carbon dioxide, nutrient, all these things is known as, that particular system is known as mass transport system.
Okay. Yeah.
When any substance is transported with the help of a fluid with a mechanism of moving the fluid around the body, that whole mechanism is known as mass transport system. Clear?
Yeah.
Okay. Now, large multicellular organisms usually have either open or closed circulatory system. They usually have open or closed circulatory system. Clear?
Yeah. Yeah.
Now, what are those open and closed circulatory system? चलिए अब हम वो पढ़ते हैं. Up to this point, any doubt, beta?
No.
Pakka? Sure है?
Yeah.
So what are the three features of this circulatory system?
It's the transport fluid
First,
and
what is the
the
first point? First point, jaldi batao.
is it the transport medium?
First point is transport medium. Very good. Second point,
Was it the vessel?
very good, vessels. Third point,
And I can't remember the other one.
pumping beta. Pumping system.
It's the circulatory system.
अच्छा एक बार बता, तेरे को इंडिया में जो आपका घर है उसमें पानी कैसे फ्लो करता है पता है? हाउ वाटर इज ट्रांसपोर्टेड फ्रॉम वन प्लेस टू अदर प्लेस?
By the pipes.
घर में एक अंडरग्राउंड टैंक है इंडिया के अंदर?
Yeah.
इंडिया में अंडरग्राउंड टैंक है, मोटर ऑन करनी पड़ती है आपको,
Yeah.
है ना? याद है घर में जब भी जाते हो मोटर ऑन करने को बोलते हैं ना, स्विच ऑन द
Yeah.
मोटर, यू हैव टू स्विच ऑन द मोटर इफ यू वांट टू, और एक ऊपर टैंक होता है उसको भरना होता है,
Yeah.
क्लियर है?
Yeah.
तो पानी क्या है तेरा? फ्लूइड, ठीक है?
Yeah.
और पानी किस में चल रहा है? which is transporting the water? Pipe.
Yeah.
Fine. So we
Yeah.
need, for a circulatory system we need blood. Blood is water. Fine. Water is carried inside a pipe. Pipe is vessel. Clear?
Yeah. Yeah.
Or to take it from ground floor to the top floor, how we can pump it? With the help of your motor?
Yeah.
Motor
So
is pumping motor, so pumping motor is required from to move the fluid. Okay.
also it's the okay.
And inside our body, pumping motor is our heart. Got it?
Okay. Yeah.
Pakka? Sure है?
Yeah. Yeah. Can you scroll up for 1 second?
You are not having book today?
My book, I'm on a different page right now because I'm looking at the facts one, the previous one. Oh, okay. Yeah.
Okay,
I
fine.
just wanted to see the previous point.
Clear?
Yeah.
Sure है? पक्का?
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay जी, चलें आगे? आगे पढ़े?
Yeah.
Okay. Now, when substances are transported in a mass of a fluid with a mechanism for moving fluid around the body is known as mass transport system. Here,
So the
this,
fluid. Okay.
I'm again repeating, when substances are transported in a mass of fluid. Mass of fluid is your blood. Fine. Now,
Yeah.
with the help of blood, we are transporting oxygen from each and every part of the body. Clear?
Yeah, I get that bit. The mass
Okay, you get
transport
it? So
system.
mass
Yeah.
of a fluid. Okay, so substances are transported in a mass of fluid with a mechanism of moving a fluid. Now this fluid is moving. It means we have some mechanism to move the fluid around the body. And that whole system is known as mass transport system. Clear?
Yeah.
Okay. And just for your knowledge, I'm telling you, in blood, we have a hemoglobin. Fine. And this hemoglobin is used to carry oxygen. Okay. So now HB
Yeah.
कई बार सुना होगा
Hemoglobin.
HB का टेस्ट हो गया, HB कम हो गया, HB ज्यादा हो गया, HB is less, HB is more. So this HB is the what which carries oxygen to each and every part of the body. Fine. चलिए. Now this circulatory system is of two types, open and closed circulatory system. So first of all, we will study about open circulatory system. Now, in an open circulatory system, there are a very few vessels to contain the transport medium. To contain the transport medium. Transport medium means blood. So in the first point, that we have to remember for the open circulatory system, less number of vessels. Clear?
Yeah.
Okay. Second point is, it is pumped straight from the heart into the body cavity of the animal. Fine. It is pumped straight into the heart, straight from the heart into the body cavity. Cavity means vacant area of the animal. This open body cavity is called hemocloe. This open body cavity is known as hemocloe. In the hemocloe, the transport medium is under low pressure. In hemocloe, the transport medium, that is blood, is under low pressure. It comes into direct contact with the tissues and the cell. Now suppose this is pumping station, that is your heart. Fine. It is pumped straight from the heart into the open cavity. Suppose this is a cavity. Now blood is there. Now inside the cavity, the pressure is low. This is low pressure region, and this cavity is in direct contact with the cells and tissues. Suppose these are the cells and tissues inside. Okay, clear? Now it comes into the direct contact with the tissues and the cells. Now this is where exchange takes place between the transport medium and the cell. The transport medium returns to the heart through an open-ended vessel. Now this whole blood is transported to tissues, and then again it will move to heart through an open-ended vessel, which is given in figure 2, like this. Got it?
So it comes from the heart through the hemorrhoid.
From heart, it is taking oxygen. Fine. It gives oxygen to tissues. Now tissues will work something and give out a waste product in terms of maybe carbon dioxide or something else. Now this will move to be get back to the heart, and then heart will move out the carbon dioxide to the other thing. Clear?
Okay, and that's
Clear? Open circulatory system of a Lactus supplies the cells with food and removes the nitrogenous waste product. Lactus means ये कीड़ा, ये आपका क्या बोलते हैं इसको, ये ग्रीन कलर का होता है, ग्रास सपोर्ट सॉर्ट ऑफ होता है, ठीक है? इसके अंदर ये होता है ओपन सर्कुलेटरी सिस्टम. एक हार्ट है यहाँ पे, ये क्या करता है, ब्लड को पंप किया और ये पूरे उसमें हीमोक्लो है, ये कैविटी है. Got it?
Yeah.
Mostly insects are having this open circulatory system. Now, thus we can say that open circulatory system are found mainly in the invertebrate animals, including most insects and some molluscs. So insect and molluscs में होता है. So इस केस के अंदर open circulatory system में we have to remember first point, open circulatory system. In this case, a few vessels are there. Number 2 point, it is pumped straight from the heart into the body cavity, and this body cavity is known as hemocloe. Now in the hemocloe, the transport medium is under low pressure, okay, and it is in the direct contact with the tissues on the cells. Fifth point is that it is directly contact with tissues and cells, and this is the place where exchange takes place between the transport medium and the cells, or maybe you can say tissue. The transport medium returns to the heart through an open-ended vessel. Sixth point is, then after this whole exchange of gases, then the transport medium again get back to the heart through an open-ended vessel. All 6 points are clear?
Yeah.
Any doubt?
No.
Okay. Now, the open-ended circulatory system are found mainly in vertebrate animals, including insects and molluscs. Remember that in insect, gas exchange takes place in tracheal system. Now, gas exchange takes place in tracheal system. Insect blood is known as hemolymph. This is not blood. The actual name is hemolymph. Clear? And this does not carry oxygen or carbon dioxide. It transports food and nitrogenous waste, and the cells involved in the defense against diseases. So the blood of insect is known as hemolymph. It does not carry or takes out oxygen and this carbon dioxide. The main function of this hemolymph is to transport food from heart to each and every part of the body, or each and every cell system, you can say that. And it takes out nitrogenous waste product from each and every cell, and also sometimes it contains the hormones or some which involves the defense mechanism from or against disease. Clear?
Yeah.
Okay ji. Now in this case the body cavity is split by a membrane, and the heart extends along the length of the thorax and the abdomen of the insect. You can clearly see in this case the length of the thorax and the abdomen of the in this case the body cavity is split into a membrane. This whole body cavity are split into different membranes, and the heart extends along the length of the thorax and abdomen of the insect. It is like this. The heart is not at one place, it is extended one. The hemolymph circulates, but steep diffusion gradient cannot be maintained for efficient diffusion. Now this hemolymph can be circulated with the help of a diffusion, but steep diffusion means a quick diffusion is not generated because there is a less gradient and less difference of the pressure. Okay. The amount of hemolymph flowing in a particular tissue cannot be varied to meet the changing demand. Now suppose if some tissues need more sort of nutrient, so that thing cannot be done. In that case, the amount of hemolymph flowing in a particular tissue cannot be varied to meet the changing demand. It will remain same. Is that clear?
Yeah.
Any doubt?
No.
No?
No.
Okay. Quickly go through it. Quickly read it.
Okay.
Just go through it. Okay. Now, in a closed circulatory system, the blood is enclosed in vessels. Now, the first point is that in closed circulatory system, we have more number of vessels, and blood always move in vessels. Okay, and it does not come in contact with the cells of the body directly. It does not come into the cell of the body. The heart pumps the blood around the body under pressure and relatively quickly, and the blood returns directly to the heart. So now heart is the main pumping device which transports the blood to each and every part of the body, and then it comes to it directly. In case of open system, the heart is pumping the blood to a cavity, and then from the cavity it is transported again through an open channel. But in that case, nothing like open thing is there. Each and every vessel is present to take the blood to each and every part of the body and to again get back into the blood. Clear?
Yeah.
And this has been done by the heart, which act as a pump, and vessels which act as a tube or pipe to carry out the blood. Fine. The substances leave and enter blood by diffusion through the walls of the blood vessels. Now these blood vessel walls are porous in nature, and the substances diffuses through the walls of the blood vessels. Clear?
Yeah.
Okay. In the case of open system, this blood flowing cannot be regulated. If a particular tissue requires a more amount of blood, so it cannot be regulated. But in that case, the amount of blood flowing to a particular tissue can be adjusted by widening or narrowing the blood vessel. As the blood vessels narrows and wide, it may decrease its diameter, it may increase their diameter. So it can be done. And as they increase or decrease the diameter, the amount of blood flowing into the particular tissue will also increase or decrease. Got it? The most closed circulatory system contains a blood pigment that carries respiratory gases. And most of the time, this blood system contains respiratory gases. Clear? Okay, ji. Now, closed circulatory systems are found in different animals, phyla, including animals such as sea eucrins or starfish, cephalopods, molluscs, including octopods and squid, annelid forms, including common earthworms, and all the vertebrate groups, including mammals. So this open closed system is there in all those, you can say, organisms. Clear?
Yeah.
Any doubt?
No.
Pakka?
Yeah.
Chal to phir.
Should I read it again? One more time.
You want to read?
I don't know. Do you? Should I?
Ha, sure.
Yeah.
Please,
Okay.
please quickly go through it. Hanji. In closed circulatory system, the important points are they have vessels and heart pumps the blood around the body and under a certain pressure, and this is little bit quick than that of the open one, and the body and the blood is not directly in contact with the tissues or anything else. Okay, it moves directly to the heart and to the back to the moves to the each and every part of the body and then again back to the heart. Clear? And the substances, or you can say blood, enters each and every, you can say whatever the things the blood is carrying, it is transported or it is exchanged with the help of diffusion through walls of the blood vessels. Clear? And in this case, in case of closed circulatory system, it works on the demand of the particular cell or particular place. It means that it can narrow or it can wide the blood vessels as per the demand. Clear? And examples are phyla, including echinoderm, that is the animals such as the sea eucrins, etc. Or it can be in the squid, starfish, annelid worms, and in each and every vertebrata. Now, this closed circulatory system is of two types, single and double circulatory system. Okay, now see, single closed circulatory systems are found in a number of groups, including fish and annelid worms. In single circulatory system, the blood flows through the heart and is pumped out to travel all around the body before returning to the heart. Now, blood is moving to heart only at one time. It is starting from the heart, it moves each and every part of the body and again came back to heart. Clear? In
Yeah.
other words,
Yeah.
the blood travels only once through the heart for each complete circulation of the body. Now it's like that, from ventricle, the blood moves out, the capillaries and gills. It is then first to move to capillary in gills and then to the capillaries of the rest of the body. Capillaries are the smaller blood vessels. Capillaries in the rest of the body and then moving to heart through atrium. Ventricle and atrium are the two parts of the heart. Clear? This is out. This is out of the heart and this is into the heart. Clear? Got it?
Yeah.
Okay. Now these are the gills and all these things with the heart of the fish. Okay, now in single closed circulation, the blood passes through the two sets of capillaries, and two sets of capillaries are microscopic blood vessels. Capillaries are very small blood vessels. Now, in a single closed circulation, the blood passes through two sets of capillaries before it returns to the heart. In the first, it exchanges oxygen and carbon dioxide. And in the second set of capillaries, in the different organism system, substances are exchanged between the blood and the cell. These 2 points are clear? In single closed circulatory system, blood passes through two sets of capillaries before it returns to the heart. In first set, it exchanges oxygen and carbon dioxide, and in the second set of capillaries, in a different organ system, substances are exchanged between blood and the cells. Clear? As a result of passing through these two sets are very narrow vessels, the blood pressure in the system drops considerably, so the blood returns to the heart quite slowly. Got it? This limits the efficiency of exchange process, so the activity level of the animal with single closed circulation system tends to be relatively low. So therefore, you can see that these fishes and all these things are relatively lesser active. They are not that hyperactive because of their single closed circulatory system. Is that point clear? Yes or no? Do I need to repeat it again?
No.
Okay. Now, as a result of passing of these two sets at a very narrow vessel, as the vessel is very narrow, it means the blood pressure will drop. If the pressure is less, it means less amount of blood is moving back to the heart. Fine? Clear? And if the less amount of blood is moving back to the heart will pump little bit less. And the efficiency of exchange of gases will be decreased. And hence they are little bit slow, relatively slow. Clear? Now, fish are sometimes something of an exception. Fishes are something of an exception. They have a relatively efficient single circulatory system, which means that they can be very active. Now, in case of fishes, they are a little bit more active than that of the rest animals. They have a counter current gaseous exchange mechanism in their gills that allows them to take a lot of oxygen from the water. Now, in case of fishes, in their gills, they have a counter current gaseous exchange mechanism, which helps them to take a lot of oxygen from the water. Their body weight is supported by the water in which they live, and they do not maintain their own body temperature. Fine. Even their body weight is supported by the water, and they are not maintaining their body temperature. This greatly reduces the metabolic demand on their bodies, and combined with their efficient gaseous system, this explains how fish can be so active with a single closed circulatory system. Is that point clear?
Yeah.
In case of fishes, they have gills, and gills have a special counter current gaseous exchange mechanism, which helps them to carry a high amount of oxygen from the water, and also their weight and this weight is supported by water, and also they don't need to maintain any body temperature, which decreases their energy demand. You can say that it decreases their uh, demand for the gases and for each and everything. So hence there is a efficient gaseous exchange, and which explains that they are so active, being a single closed circulatory system. Got it? Clear? Any doubt? Manya, any doubt in this? So the last is now double closed circulatory system. Now, birds and most mammals are very active land animals, and they maintain their own body temperature. Fine. This way of life is made possible in part by their double closed circulatory system. It's given in figure 5. Now you can clearly see to the whole part of the body. First of all, blood is going to lungs. There is an exchange of oxygen and carbon dioxide, and then that is coming back to the heart. Fine. And then again from the heart, it is going to the other part of the body, and then it's moving to the heart, and then it moves to lungs. Clear? My voice is clear or not?
Yeah, yeah.
Take a second, just give me a second. Yep. Is it clear? Got it? Yes or no?
Yeah.
Okay. Ji. So you can clearly see the blood before getting a one whole round of the body. It is coming two times into the heart. When it is coming and then it is moving out, then coming and then moving out. Two times it is coming and moving out of the body. So which means that double circulatory system. Okay, now we will see it in detail. What does it mean? This is the most efficient system for transporting substances around the body. It involves two separate circulations. In double circulatory system, there's a two separate circulations are going on. The first one is blood is pumped from the heart into the lungs. From the heart, it is pumped into the lungs to pick oxygen and unload carbon dioxide and then return to the heart. Clear?
Yeah.
In this case, blood is pumped into the lungs. Now, this is a, you can say, blood which contains CO2. This blue color is the one, the blood which contains CO2. Fine?
Yeah.
Clear? Any doubt in this?
No.
Okay. Now, after this, the blood moves. Okay. Now, it unloads each and every CO2. Fine?
Yeah.
Okay. And then this will be moved out. Now, the blood is containing oxygen. It moves to the heart again. And then from the heart, it moves to the whole part of the body. The blood flows through the heart and it is pumped out to travel all the around the body before returning back to the heart again. Clear?
Yeah.
This is known as double circulatory system. Now suppose if you breathe in, now breathe in, you are taking each and every oxygen inside your lung. Clear?
Yeah.
Now blood is moved from the heart to the lungs. It will give you, it will, whatever the carbon dioxide is having, it will give carbon dioxide to the lung and take out each and every oxygen. Clear? Now, if you inhale, if you breathe in, if you breathe out, now breathe out, what you're breathing out? Carbon dioxide. From where it comes? It comes from the each and every part of the body. Got it? Clear?
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. And then lungs, from the lungs, again the blood moves to heart. And from the heart, it moves to the each and every part of the body. And then again, it will carry carbon dioxide and then move to lungs. The whole thing is repeated again and again. Here, so in a double circulatory system, the blood travels twice through the heart before each circuit of the body. Each circuit to the lung and to the body only passes through one capillary network. And this hold only one capillary network, which means a relatively high pressure system and fast flow of blood flow can be maintained. And because the animals, we guys are hyperactive thing, so this is needed. If we are not hyperactive, if this high pressure is not maintained, the fast flowing will not be maintained, then we will not be that much hyperactive. We will feel lethargic. Clear?
Yeah. Yeah.
We will feel tired. Got it? Anyone is having any doubt in this now?
No, I'll just read that again.
Okay, just read it quickly and then do summary question.